What's up everyone, James here, and in today's video I just wanted to give you a little update on my fish rack and some of the projects that I am currently up to, and we're also going to be moving some of my shrimp tanks onto the rack and clearing a bit of space because yeah, I'm sort of spreading out in the area that I am, and as I've done a bit of sort of moving around on the racking system behind me and changed some of the aquariums, I've now got space to put those tanks on there. So yeah, I'm going to get them loaded on and I'll give you a quick update on sort of other things that I've got going on. So yeah, before we get started, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos of mine. Make sure the bell notification is switched on as well so you get updates, and yeah, let's get to it. Alright everyone, so this is the current state of affairs on my racking system and where we're at. I don't want to give too much details on the aquarium above because that is a new project that I'm working on, but in terms of everything that's going on, the big planter tank has been moved and taken down. Long story short, I had a lot of issues with that aquarium. I wasn't happy with it. And I also needed to upgrade my marine fish from this Nano Reef tank here and get them into a bigger tank. So essentially what I've done is moved that tank up to the top rack and added created a new aquarium for those fish in there, and I'm going to be working on something really cool with this tank going forward. So my Amazon tank is at the bottom there, my shrimp tank is here, and then I've got my orange Sakura shrimp tank and my black rose shrimp tank there, and then obviously the blue dream one there. And these are the last remaining, well, only one fish left, which is my gold doublon molly and a few culled shrimp that are in here. So this is going to be another project that I'm going to work on in the future, but I'm just waiting to get rid of that molly and then we can get started on it. So in terms of aquariums, the shrimp tanks are doing really well at the moment. I'm getting loads of shrimplets in the orange Sakura tank, and it will just be typical that I can't find any of them as we speak. They all must be hiding at the moment, but there is so many shrimplets in there. I can't tell you how many now. And then we've got the black rose shrimp tank. You can see one of the shrimps right there. And this aquarium's doing really well at the moment. I'm planning on adding a load more botanicals to these tanks after I do the water changes, but yeah, I'm not going to do anything until I've drained the tanks and moved them up to the top shelf there. So that's where they're going. They're going to be moved next to this shrimp tank, or this tank here, sorry, and that one's going over, and then yeah, we're having them on there. In terms of the Amazon tank, again, it's a nightmare to try and show you this tank because of the lighting in here, but that's doing really well. I've got my albino cories that were in the planted tank that I had, and they're now sitting in here, so it'd be fascinating to know if I get any more success with breeding these corridors, because I never had any success in my planted tank. It's lost its tannins at the moment because I had to do a big water change to move this aquarium from where it was. It was on this shelf here, but yeah, I had to move it down here. So and a lot of the leaves are sort of gone, and yeah, so I need to sort of stock up and get some bits and pieces added to that. So I'll be cracking on with that today as well. In terms of things going up, so this is the budget Nano Reef tank at the moment. I've just been slowly breaking this down, so there's not much left, but as I'm working on another project, I'm not going to completely get rid of the substrate, maybe just the rocks. So I just want to keep the bacteria in there as much as I possibly can, and see how we go. This is the cherry shrimp tank. It needs a bit of a water change and a clean at the moment, but yeah, they're doing really well in there. There's so many shrimp, it's ridiculous. There you go. And that Java moss there is just pretty epic. So yeah, and then like I said, moving up to this tank here, there's just a molly in there and a lot of cold cherry shrimp. So, and then we go moving across to the blue dream jungle. It's doing really well at the moment. The Java moss, as you can see, has started to sort of bloom, which is what I want. I want this to go really overgrown and look really good. The Java fern at the back there is looking great, and I've added a few more plants and bits and pieces, and I have noticed recently that some of these shrimp have started to berry, so that's really good, and I'm hoping to get a big colony of blues in there. And my ember tetras are in the corner there because I've walked to the aquarium, and they're very shy creatures, them ones. So yeah, but that's doing really well. I'm really pleased by how that's coming on, and fingers crossed, yeah, it'll only get better as it starts to grow in. So yeah. All right, guys. So the tanks have been moved now and added to the rack, and what I've also done is on these two tanks here, I had a Night Crew Classic LED light, so I've put that on this on the old Nano Reef tank, and what I've done is I've used the planted Night Crew LED light, that's sort of the longer one that I had on an aquarium ages ago, that paludarium I made. So I've decided to use it on here, and I think that works really nicely stacked on those three tanks there, yeah, that also saves me buying a light for each one of the tanks, which is great. But yeah, the tanks look really good. Just added some botanicals in it. I'm going to be doing a video on that on Thursday, so keep a lookout for that. And yeah, I think we're there. So what I've got to do now is a lot of tidying up because my kitchen floor looks like a mess, and yeah, and there you go. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think in the comments below. I think in terms of the fish rack, I'm really happy with moving the tanks over. I think it looks really nice now. I've got that sort of trio of aquariums on the rack. That's also freed up some space for me, which is great. So yeah, win-win, and I hope you liked the little update I gave on some of the aquariums. I'll do a few more sort of tank updates on each one of the specific ones, you know, in the next coming weeks and so. So keep a lookout for them, and yeah, that's all I've got to say really. And until next time, you stay safe.